right, so I gave you the first round recap for the Western Conference yesterday, so it's only right if I do the same thing for the Eastern Conference. Let's start off with Cleveland and Miami. I called the Miami Heat making the first round of the playoffs. That didn't come to my surprise. I stated they're very well coached with Eric Spoelstra, but this is as far as they're going to get. I think this is going to be a sweep or a gentleman's sweep. I just don't think they have the star power or the personnel to be able to compete with this Cleveland Cavalier team. I think the only team that can really give Cleveland a run for their money in the Eastern Conference is Boston. So there's not much to say on that series because I think it's not even fair right now as we speak. Then we have Indiana and Milwaukee. I know they're playing currently as we speak, so I'm hoping Milwaukee can tie this series up and make the series interesting rather than going back home down 0-2. But Dame's back. Let's see if he can still be the player we know him to be. He can show up and show that it's Dame time. Him and Giannis can coexist and make this an interesting series because I think Milwaukee is due for a deep playoff run. They haven't really done anything recently, so the fans are owed something. Now you have the Knicks and the Pistons. Now this is a great series because this is going every single game they've played so far. It's gone either way. The Pistons were in control of that game up until the fourth quarter, and then they just blew the lead, and the Knicks ran away with it. Took that win. And then last night, Cade Cunningham, they had no answer for him. He was doing whatever he wanted, getting whatever he wanted, and he literally carried the Pistons to that win. So I think this is going to be a great series. The Knicks should pull this off, but I'm not going to be surprised if Detroit finds a way to get it done because they have their star in Cade and they have a bunch of veterans and guys that are sneaky. So this is going to be a good series. I see this going at least 6 games, and I'm excited to see what the rest of this series holds. Now we have the last series of Boston and the Magic. I think this is probably going to be a sweep because when you can have Jason Tatum play terrible and as well as Jaylen Brown, they both scored less than 20 points each. So and they still managed to win by a significant amount. And then you have Paolo, who almost goes for 40, and they still struggle to win. And Franz Wagner even stepped up and performed well as well. So they don't really have a chance because if your two best guys are giving you solid numbers and you're still not having a chance to compete, the writing's on the wall. So sorry, Magic. It was a great thing that you made the playoffs this year. You guys have a bright future. You need to get a point guard, but this is not the year for you to compete for anything seriously, and that's just how I feel about it. It is what it is.